Hey radio amateurs, this is Kyle in Austin, Texas, KA5D, to talk with you a little bit about how I did the motorcycle mobile install. Okay, I've got two installations to show you today. The first one is on a 2013 Zero S. This is a completely electric motorcycle. So in where you would expect an engine to be, there's actually a 12.5 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery. This is a fantastic motorcycle for a couple of reasons. One is there is no ignition system on this thing to interfere with the radio transmission. And secondly, the Zero comes with this really great, where you would expect a gas tank to be, it's actually it's a storage area. So that's where I put the radio. The radio that I've got here, we'll start off with that. This is a Yaesu FTM-10R. It's designed for motorsports. So it comes with this handlebar installation. So this is a weatherproof radio. Now, this thing is the head unit, and then the RF deck is actually down in here. So I've got the RF deck with some cables coming out. This is the power cable. I actually have this spliced to the power that comes through the cigarette lighter adapter over here. So that's about a 15 amp fused 12 volt power coming off the big battery. Then I've got the coax, and then I've got the interface to the sound system. So what I've got going on here is this is a Sena SR-10, and it's got several interfaces coming off of it. One of which is this cable right here, connects directly to the radio's microphone interface on the RF deck. So then this is also Bluetooth connected to two things. One is I've got a Schuberth C3 Pro with the communication system installed. So this is actually built into the collar of the helmet. It's an SRC communication system. I believe it's compatible with Cardo. Noise canceling microphone, Bluetooth, actually connected as a headset for the Sena SR-10. Now in addition to that, the Sena SR-10 acts as a Bluetooth hub for other devices. So the radio connects in there, and then also the phone connects in there. So what happens is I could be listening, going down the road, listening to FM radio, broadcast band that's actually built into the helmet. If somebody comes, if I hear a transmission on the radio, then the helmet FM music will duck out and the radio will start to, I'll start to hear the radio. I've also got this push to talk so that when I want to transmit back, this is connected also back into the Sena SR-10 right here, which then controls push-to-talk on this radio. Now furthermore, what I like about this Sena is not only is it water resistant, as is this thing, but as a Bluetooth hub, it will, if somebody calls in, then the radio will duck and the FM broadcast will duck and the telephone gets precedence. And so I can answer that. So I leave often my phone connected on this this X grip. So what else do we have going on here? The antenna install is kind of important. So I've got a coax that I've routed through the chassis, and then under the seat it comes out over here. I'm using zip ties. I'm going along the I've got it zip tied all along the frame, and then it terminates in this thing. Okay, so what we've got here is it's a Yaesu bracket that goes on the license plate, and then it's got a right angle interface to it, and it accepts, you know, and so it's got this little terminator right here. So this is a PL259 connector, and then I've got a Comet SBB-5 antenna on it. So if we back up and look at that whole thing in its entirety, we've got an SBB-5, which is a nice lightweight antenna because this sort of connector can't really carry a whole lot of weight. Now what I've done in addition to that is to just create a little extra ground. I've put a ground strap right here, and then I've run this up to the chassis. This is a little hard to see. Run this up to the chassis and actually connected it with another ring terminal to a bolt on the chassis just to increase the ground a little bit. You know, some other things that are nice about this radio is if I want to actually, you know, do something like, you know, use a regular microphone with it. I've got a microphone adapter that can plug in right there, and then I can use this thing to actually push to talk. If I just want to, you know, go around, maybe I'm stopped and I just want to talk on the radio for a little bit. Right now I've got the speaker off, but you can have the sound come out of here or out of the RF deck or just through the Bluetooth itself. So pretty versatile, pretty compact. I'm really liking this setup. You can look up the specs on the Yaesu FTM-10R yourself. One other way we can do this is here we've got a Honda VFR800, and this is a gasoline-powered motorcycle. What I've got here is the Comet HP-32 antenna. This thing is a beast, man. It'll transmit 350 watts. It's about the sturdiest antenna you can get. I've used a luggage mount rack right here, and then I use that same Comet wiring harness to connect this up front. Now the radio I've done here is a little bit different. I got a Yaesu FT-60 as an HT. Now you can see I've got this, here's the end of the wiring harness coming into the HT. I've got this connected actually to a RAM mount that is, let's see, yeah, it's a RAM mount that's meant for GPS devices, but it works pretty well for HTs. What I've done is I put a belt clip so that it interfaces with this round piece, and I just clip it on there, and it's pretty secure. It's not going anywhere. And that's one thing you got to think about when you're installing HTs on a motorcycle. Now, I use the same, what I do for purposes of economy is I use that same Sena SR-10 hub that was on the Zero. I just take it off and put it on here, but it takes a different cable. You know, this is a cable that will interface, allow the Sena hub to go from the FT-60 using this side over here over to the Sena, which is, this is Sena specific cable. And then it allows you to use the push to talk. It allows it to act as a Bluetooth hub, and it otherwise operates in the very same way that it does over on the Zero. So these are two different ways that you can install Motorcycle Mobile. It's certainly one of the most challenging mobile installations. I'd say that in some cases less is more in these situations, and there are compromises. But and you know, as always, you want to be safe when operating Motorcycle Mobile. So ride the motorcycle first, think about the radio later. But this is a great way to have some fun mobile, and hopefully this will give you some ideas on how to do your own installation. This is Kyle, KA5D, Austin, Texas. Have fun.